This is life. This is it. It's never been anything other than this. It's never been somewhere else. Because there is no location to this. It's everything, everywhere, and nowhere. You can't point to it. It just already is. I remember thinking, as all the personal energy seemed to be dissolving, I had no idea what would happen, what would come back, if anything would come back, how the energy would return, if it would return at all. I just had no idea. And that is what it's like to live in the unknown. And this has always been the unknown, but it really felt as if you could know it. You could have certainty. But it was never really the case. But it does give you a false sense of security, which is nice sometimes. I remember thinking, when there was just no energy in the body, the thoughts would be like, how am I gonna make money? And there was a sense of like, why do we have to make money? And in a way, it almost seems ridiculous that this made-up system that we live in is meant to keep us working. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way it is, I can't really change it. I don't have any motivation to change it. But there was just the thought like that. Like, why can't I just be like a cat? What a simple life. What a beautifully simple life. And as I took one step at a time, not knowing where it would lead, what it would amount to, just doing it because it felt right. Not that it didn't take a tiny bit of effort sometimes, but overall it felt like this felt right. And so therefore it was being done. And as the energy kind of neutralized a bit more, it still wasn't personal, but the body came back to life a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and there was a little bit more energy to do a little bit more of the basics, and then a little bit more on top of the basics. And so that's how it went. And this is all a story, a seeming journey that's not really happening. And it was really seen that this this life that is seemingly being lived through this body, from the perspective of this body, but it's still empty. It's still not mine, it's still not me. It's just life seemingly expressing and living this way, in this particular unique way. And it was just much more clearly seen that that was it too. This is it, all of it, life. The so-called relative cannot be separate from the absolute. You know, there's no distinction at all, like whatsoever. Everything, every breath, every word, every thought, every movement. It was already it. This was always it. It just may have not been as clear before. Because it seemed like it was veiled, but it never was. It never is. It's impossible to separate anything. Impossible. You can try, but it's impossible.